Hey, what's going on, Golferos? Welcome back to the Salud Golferos podcast. This is episode 26. Really exciting stuff, guys. I can't believe we made it to 26 episodes. So thank you to everyone that tunes in, whether it's Spotify, YouTube, whatever it is. Thank you guys so much. Before we kick off into anything, before we introduce our guest, we want to give like a little thank you to you guys. As we say all the time, this all started off as a brand. We still are a brand, but we're using our platform to reach out to other orgs and other people. So with that, guys, for tuning into this episode, you get to use the discount code SALUDPOD on our website. 10% off, whatever you want to get. So treat yourself. Heck yeah, man. So yeah, introducing our guest, guys. You've been seeing a lot of recent collaboration posts and stuff like that lately. Dia De Los Mulligans, La Colonia Foundation. What is that? Why are the Golferos supporting that? Why are we getting into it? We're going to talk about it today. So with me today, we have Evan, Alex 9 Cardenas, the vice president of the La Colonia Foundation. Alex, what's up, bro?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on, brother. This is fire. I love this.
Heck yeah, man.
So yeah, I mean, like, you mentioned three names, right? So
yeah. We got to know why.
Everyone's like, why three names? So the quick story is, growing up, it was Alex. I went by my middle name.
Okay.
But I didn't know my first name was Evan till 7th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
That long?
Yeah, dog.
Dang.
Yeah, because legally, you know, like your first. So we switched schools, right? Once you're done with 6th grade, you go to 7th grade.
Yeah.
The school changes, so it didn't click over. The Alex part didn't click over, so it was like Evan, and I was sitting in class like this, like,
who's Evan?
Who's Evan?
Yo, Evan, you gonna answer or what?
Cardenas, and I was like, oh shit, that's me.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, so that's why. So it's Evan, Alex, and then Alex 9. A little nickname that kind of came up over the past few years, and it's kind of sticking, and I love it. You know, so that's the big reason behind that. So.
Okay.
Again, thanks for having me, baby. That's it.
Yeah, no, heck yeah, man. So now I'm curious, though, is the 9 like a golf thing? Like you a back 9 bully kind of guy, or what is that?
No. The story's really not that interesting. It's really just I met a group of people when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
There was two Alexes. One's Alex 9, which was me, and one was 12. That's the reason. But it just stuck, and I don't know. I'm just rolling with it, you know.
Okay.
So now it's like my own brand.
Okay.
I'm in real estate, so now it's 9 Realty. Okay. You know, so we're just having fun with that. But maybe it should be a golf thing, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a golf thing, but no, that's cool. That's wholesome, man. Like you bring it back to your roots, your childhood. So no, that's really dope, bro.
For sure.
Well, hey, man. Like I said at the top of the show, like we're here to talk about La Colonia, Dia De Los Mulligans. Really want to get into that. I guess let's take it from the top.
Sure.
What is La Colonia Foundation? Let the people know. What is that organization dedicated to?
I love that. So La Colonia Community Foundation is a great nonprofit that's based out of Solana Beach here in San Diego. Mm-hmm. And it's all about giving back to underserved members of this very historical, rich community of Hispanics.
Yeah.
So, we do a lot of scholarships. We do a lot of conferences for youths, educating them, helping for higher education. The biggest event that we put on is our Dia De Los Muertos event.
Okay.
It's a festival right there at La Colonia Park in Solana Beach. And that really helps us raise money for what we do throughout the year, which is we do a lot of stuff during Christmas time and, toy drives, things like that. So we do a lot throughout the year, but the biggest one for us is really the Dia De Los Muertos.
Dia De Los Muertos?
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And that's a great free event, family friendly. You come through, there's music, kids activities, lowrider show, like sick merch, it's fun, you know what I mean? So that's what I love. That's my biggest passion. That's dope,
bro, because I grew up with my family in the flower business, and so we grew marigolds. So every October, it was getting ready for Dia De Los Muertos. You know, the Simpasuchi selling all those flowers. So, yeah, we used to have a big one here in Oceanside. Guys, I'm terrible, but yeah, we're in Vista right now, and if you couldn't tell, we're inside Dogleg Brewing. So big shout out to Dogleg. I mean, you couldn't tell, we got the brews here. But yeah, man. So yeah, I grew up around going to Dia de los Muertos festivals, and I think it's one of the easiest ways to get our kids, our next generation, back into the culture, right? Because you're in,
for sure.
I mean, for us, we're in Southern California. You know, you see a lot of Mexican kids, a lot of other Hispanic kids, but what are they really getting from the culture?
Right.
Dia de los Muertos.
Oh man,
honoring the dead, remembering you know your family. So that's really dope, man.
It's huge. And you know what? What I like about that part, about the culture aspect, is that you celebrate death, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that death is very hard, but it's such a beautiful thing in our culture, right? Because you're celebrating, you're not forgetting that lost person, and you're honoring them, you know, for many years to come. So that's my biggest thing that I love about that, because I'm all about family. I'm sure you are too.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Yeah, but that's in the gist. La Colonia Community Foundation, we give back. Hispanic community. You ever been there to like?
I haven't, man.
Okay.
Actually, so funny enough, so we're gonna do a little backtracking here. How did Alex and I get together here to end up doing this podcast? Our business, we promote across Southern California, across the nation, right? But obviously, we're in Southern California. Most of the guys are up in LA, so we get a lot of love up in LA.
Nice.
And funny enough, this year I was like, guys, we got to do more in San Diego. Like, we have a huge representation in San Diego. I'm in San Diego. We got to get the following going there. And I was like, man, what's like the next big event coming up? And like, as a sign from God, I saw a post about Dia De Los Mulligans, which we'll talk in a little bit here.
Yeah.
So reached out to Brian, and then I was like, hey, man, like, I want us to be a part of this. Like, this is really cool. Like, we do a lot of this in LA, but, you know, I want to do this in San Diego. So,
yeah.
No, that's kind of how this all came to be.
That's
really cool.
That. And just to speak on that a little more, like, when I saw your content, because I don't want to backtrack too far, but when I saw your content, I'll finish this thought first. I love to do that. I go all over the place.
No, dude, that's what a good podcast is all about.
I love that. So I saw your content, and I was like, this is literally the perfect like matchup right here, you know, because this tournament really started like 3 years ago.
Okay.
But it's gotten so much bigger and better every single year.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool to have local, you know, organizations like yourself, you know, that's all about the culture. I mean, that's awesome to me, because when I got into golf, I felt like it wasn't a big Hispanic thing. Yeah. And I still feel like it's not, but I didn't let it discourage me. I was just saying, like, you know, I was like kind of like, oh, okay, I'm down. I always thought I would play golf when I was 50, 60 years old, you know?
Once you're an old dude.
Yeah, not 18. But, I mean, it was fun. You know, I love golf, dude, so.
Heck yeah, man. No, it's a great sport. And as I'm assuming a lot of us do, we're like, man, I wish I would have started sooner, got back into it.
100%.
But one thing that we keep, a common theme that keeps coming up when we're talking about stuff is the culture, right? The culture. Kind of going back to La Colonia.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about like how that started, or where, because you have this beautiful origin story on the website about the community being founded in 1920, right? And then it's an agricultural space. That's how it all started. That's how a lot of Southern California is the agriculture.
Right.
So what was kind of that spark to create the foundation? Like, what was it about La Colonia down there that caused the foundation to start?
Yeah. So exactly what you said, right? A lot of these families, let's go back to 1920 real quick.
Yeah.
So a lot of these families, Mexican families, came from different parts of Mexico or even California, and they all came into this little area called La Colonia, the Eden Gardens. And a lot of them were farmers working in the agriculture, the men, you know, working in that agricultural environment for the richer farmers or that own farms in Rancho Santa Fe. Okay. So a lot of those like business owners, they bought that plot of land for their workers essentially, and they lived there, and it was kind of like excluded from, outside of Solana Beach because it was just Mexican people there.
Really?
It was very, very segregated, and at that time.
Yeah.
And obviously now it's evolved, it's changed, it's gone through changes, but very segregated, bro. Like only Mexicans in that environment. So, and it's been like that since like the 20s to like the 90s.
Really?
And I think once that, I'm born in 98, so I can't really speak about too much there, right?
Dang, you're young, bro. 98.
Yeah.
I'm 91, so I'm not that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're 90s, baby.
Yeah, 90s.
But
kids.
the vibe has changed so much because if you look at Solana Beach, a lot of people want to be there.
Yeah.
Beautiful coastal city, North County coastal city. So the vibe has changed a lot, but that's why the foundation started, is because we wanted to preserve the heritage and let people know really what this area was all about.
Yeah.
It's not just about the Mexican food. It's not just about the Mexican people there in the Colonia. Like it's way more than that. It's a lot of history, and it's history in California, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of the people that came into this state were Mexican at that time. So that's really the biggest part, and also celebrating our ancestors and doing all that. So that's really why it started. And I think it's transcended into more than that since. It's giving back. It was really about preserving at first, but now I really think it's about giving back to now people that maybe we don't have what we need, but we're really trying to help kids propel their future and get better education, further their careers, get into good careers, good paying jobs.
Yeah.
That's what we deserve, right?
Yep. That's freaking awesome, bro. And funny enough, we actually just did an episode with Urban TXT. I'm not sure if you had a chance to listen to it yet. It just came out. But so what Hercules and that foundation is doing up in LA is very similar, but approaching it from a tech perspective.
That's
so it's
cool.
like, hey, like, cool. We know that we're hardworking. We're family oriented. La cultura, right? Like we know what Latinos can do. But what can we do next? What's the upgrade? We used tech terms for that podcast. It's like, what's the upgrade to the microchip? Like, okay, cool. We're hardworking, but what are we going to do with that ethic, right? Because I come from an agricultural family, but that's not my life anymore.
Right.
I grew up on a ranch here, just in Bonsall, just north of here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But now I'm in the medtech industry, and I'm in the golf industry.
Yeah.
So it's all about expanding and giving our kids more options, which
for sure
is really cool what you guys are doing. Because like you said, now it's like we're no longer preserving, now we're growing.
Right.
So,
and that's so huge, because that's the biggest reason why our parents, whatever generation came over for your family, that's the biggest reason, right? The American dream, expanding, growing. That's the biggest reason. So I love that, hearing more about your story, because I think we all come from that similar seed, that seed's planted of being better yourself, better your family. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, man. No, for sure. Awesome. Well, dude, guys, you're hearing it. We're talking about it. La Colonia, check them out. They have a website. I'll probably end up dropping it right here. But growth, continuing to grow. What are we doing next? So you're talking about these programs and different events. We have Dia De Los Muertos. I saw one on your website that I really want to talk about, which I think is really cool. You guys have coffee with a cop.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool, because I was talking to my partners about this. I can't think of a minority group that actually tries to incorporate law enforcement. We got this crazy stigma of like, don't trust the police, fuck the police.
Like, I know.
So where did that come from, of incorporating the police into coming to talk to the community?
I'm going to speak on my opinion.
Go for it.
I think, I think there's a lot of traditional Hispanic families are afraid of the police, right?
They're afraid la migra.
They don't want to talk to them. They don't know nothing.
Yeah.
No hablo,
Yeah.
the whole thing. And I get that. But so I think it was, let's remove that fear and that stigma, and let's get them in the room with us.
Yeah.
Let's ask relevant questions, because it's right there at the park, La Colonia Park. Beautiful La Colonia Park. I'm plugging it because it's a great park in Solana Beach. A lot of things have changed at that park. They have pickleball court, basketball court, skate park, big grass area. But anyway, I think it was just that, like getting them in the same room, and literally it was like a Q&A, really, is what it was with these cops. Like, these because it's sheriff department in Solana Beach. So asking the sheriffs, like, questions that are relative to them, right? Like, hey, we've noticed that this crime is up. Why? Or things like that, just questions to get to know those cops, which I think is so wholesome, because it gives like small city vibes, like small country vibes, where it's like, everybody, right? So that's why I liked that. And unfortunately, I got to be honest, we've discontinued that.
Oh man, okay.
But it was such a great thing, and I think it really helped people feel comfortable with that. Yeah, the police presence, because I'm all pro police. I have police in my family, and I love cops, and so I think that's great, because like I said, a lot of people are afraid of that.
Yeah, no, and I agree. It's developing that comfortability, because I grew up with that too. Like you don't trust the police, right? But one thing my dad always taught me, he goes, "Hey, mijo, like respect them. Just give them their respect, and everything will go fine, right? For sure. Listen to what they're saying, talk to them, and move on, right?" And I think what you guys did there with that program is you took it to the next level. Like you talk about building a community. Now, Officer Dan comes at me. I know Officer Dan. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to be like, hey, what's up? Yeah. And now we can have a conversation like, hey, Alex, you're kind of fucking up, bro. Like, you can't be parking there. Yeah. All right, man, I'll move,
100%.
Whereas, like, nowadays with a lot of minorities, it's like, oh, there's tension. They're afraid. Yeah, they may have a piece on them, and they're protecting themselves, but, like, there's always going to be that level of fear unless you build comfortability. Of course. So that's awesome, man.
No, it's great. I love that. Yeah.
So hopefully La Colonia, let's bring that back.
Yeah, he said it, not me.
I think it's a beautiful program. Yeah. I haven't experienced it, but I think it's a beautiful program.
For sure.
I have a police officer in my family now. My cousin married a cop, and we love him. So nice. Cops are regular guys.
I was just going to say that, dude. It's like you were saying respect. If you treat, it's like the golden rule. Remember the golden rule? Yeah. It's literally that, man. You treat everyone with kindness and respect, and what are they going to do? Yeah. Treat you the same way. So
exactly, bro. Exactly. So we're on this theme, guys, of growth, expansion, and I love it. You were talking about Dia de los Muertos, and now how that expands to Dia de los Mulligans. It's kind of funny because you were talking about like, oh man, I didn't expect to play golf until I was like 50, 60. It's this old white man sport. We got a whole bunch of old white dudes.
I know.
So what led you guys to say like, hey, let's start a golf tournament?
So it's actually, again, I got to create the separation here because we benefit from the golf tournament. So the foundation didn't start the golf tournament. Okay. But there was a board member who took it upon himself, and he saw the vision. Okay. Chad Aronson, I love you, brother.
Shout out.
He's a good mentor, a good friend. Love the guy. Yeah. Him and Brian started it. Okay. And it started, the first year was at Goat Hill. Really? Yeah. And it was shout out Goat Hill, man. I love the goat, dude. Yeah, I love the goat. And it was small. It was very humble beginnings, but I didn't see the vision then. I thought it was just, come out, support. This is what it is, And at the time, I don't believe I was on the foundation yet. Okay. Oh, wait. No, I was. I was just starting to get on the foundation. Okay. So at that time, it was like, okay, it's going to benefit the foundation. And I was like, oh, that's sick. That's really smart. I love that. Because I used to golf every Tuesday with these guys. And so that's why he looped me into that, right? Yeah. So it was that. And then it just kind of grew and grew and grew, and now I think this is the third year, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And Brian has taken it to the next level. We've got great partners now. Designer Window Supply, great partner.
I see it because we're collaborating with Dia De Los Mulligans.
Los Golferos.
And just I see all of the vendors and the sponsors.
So many, bro.
Dude, you guys are bringing in a lot of people to that community. It's freaking crazy.
It's beautiful, dude. And the foundation's very thankful. you know, that we're benefiting from this, you know. And we try to help and support as much as we can. So you'll see some board members there the day of, and I'm obviously going to be there as well, and I'll be golfing. And I mean, dude, it's such a fun day. Like, it's so much fun, dude.
Heck yeah, man. No, I'm excited to be out there. Well, I won't be playing. We'll be posted up there to
Sick.
We'll have a booth, and we'll get to, you know, meet everybody. And
for sure.
Yeah, I'm really pumped about that. So it's going to benefit the charity, guys. It's going to benefit the foundation. Alex, tell the people where's the event going to be held at? Yeah,
it's going to be at Lavalle Coastal Golf Club, formerly known as Morgan Run.
Okay.
It's right here, kind of Rancho Santa Fe.
Right.
Private country club, beautiful course. They have 3 nines, so it's not like a traditional 18. They have 3, a north, south, and an east.
Okay.
So they're pretty cool. It's fun. They just redid a lot of stuff because the ownership changed.
Okay.
You know, management changed. So yeah, it's there. It's going to be beautiful. Last year it was at a course in Solana Beach.
Okay.
Loma Santa Fe Private Country Club. But the thing that, you know, wasn't as fun last year, that it was a great event. The event was great, but they were so strict. The course.
I hate that. Yeah.
You know, no outside alcohol, no. And this year, it's kind of like whatever goes, you know?
Heck yeah, man.
So it's going to be fun, brother. And there's going to be comedians there.
Yeah, Jerry Garcia.
Concrete. Like, there's great lowrider club there pulling up.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, dude.
Dude, so I don't have the logistics yet for the day of, but I'm really hoping we get on a tee box. And Concrete, if you're watching this, bro, I hope you tee up. And I'm going to try to do a back off challenge. See if I can get that fool to back off. Cause
I love that.
Concrete makes me laugh, bro.
He's funny, bro.
He's so funny, dude.
I love both of them, dude. They crack me up. And it's sick because it's like we're all Mexican, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest thing is, like, we're creating, like, a new vibe and a new culture in that space.
Yeah.
Which is not easy.
No,
but
dude, it's not.
When you have the vision, like, dude, this ear towel is so fire. Like, I need to get one because it's like you don't see that type of shit.
Oh, we'll get you taken care of.
Yeah. You don't see that shit.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm really stoked that you, like, it just all worked out. Like you said, by the grace of God, it just all worked out. And that's awesome, bro.
Heck yeah, man. No, I'm really excited about that. Like, I keep seeing more and more as, like, we're collaborating with you guys and Dia De Los Mulligans and seeing, like, all the different, like, material being posted. Like, guys, if you haven't been seeing it, really tune in. Follow Dia De Los Mulligans. Follow La Colonia. Obviously, follow us. If you're watching this, you're following us. But you guys are doing some sick stuff, man. Like, this isn't your average golf tournament. You already talked about that Concrete and Jerry are going to be there. So there's a comedy show, guys. They're not just there to be celebrity guests, but your entry gets you into the comedy show after the round, right?
For sure. I mean, there's only 2 spots left, which is crazy.
Oh, shoot, really?
Only 2 spots left, and it gives you so much, you know? Like, I know people see the price, especially now with inflation. Things are crazy expensive, you know? But we all got to eat first. I understand that. But when you really see the value you get from what you're paying for, I mean, it's all day. You know, it's golf, the comedy show, the card club show. There's a reception afterwards. There's a raffle. I mean, it's just so much. It's giving back to a great organization. I mean, dude, it's so much fun.
Yeah, you're definitely getting your bang for your buck. And, like, I actually didn't know there was a lowrider show until I was, like, going back through the flyer.
Yeah.
So that's freaking sick. Like, how did you guys get that set up? Is it a car club coming out or, like, volunteers?
City Life. City Life.
Okay.
Car club. They're coming out, man. I think by the goodness of their heart, they want to support.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You want to find great partners that support your vision and support what you're doing.
Yeah.
And again, I know you're going to become a great partner for this.
Thank you.
And I'm excited. Even just you and I go out and swing the sticks around. And,
oh, heck yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let me ask you. I don't want to take over the interview and shit.
No, hey.
But so when did you get into golf?
What was that? How did I get into golf?
When? How old are you?
So first time I picked up a club, I was about 12.
Wow.
And listeners, I say it all the time, you hear this story, but I got into it because a family member got me into it. And then I just kind of, with the money, I was like, I can't play this.
Of course.
And then when I became an adult, had my own money, and I was like, you know what? let's get back into this. Had some friends that took me out, and we got blackout drunk. I was like, bro, de quiso, man. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so yeah, that in a nutshell is how I got into it. But how'd you get into golf?
So I played baseball growing up, all the way through high school, and then after that, I had that void where I was like, man, like I don't really, I want to get outside and do shit, but it's like what, So my good friend was like, let's get into golf, and I was like, all right. One night I was coming home from work, and a neighbor of mine had put a set of clubs out on the street. He was throwing them away.
Yeah.
And I took that as a sign to pick golf up.
Yeah.
Literally, I went, rolled back a few feet, grabbed the clubs, put them in my car, and like the next day went to the range.
Heck
and
yeah.
I was like, it's going to be easy, It's a little ball. Like, when you're playing baseball, that thing's coming at you.
Yeah.
And you got to find it. But I was like, this will be easy. It's right there on the floor. You just meet it.
Yeah.
Nah, dog. It took me like a year, honestly, to get a real true golfer swing.
Yeah.
Did you play baseball at all?
I played Little League for a little bit, yeah.
So the hardest thing when you play ball, when you transition to a golf swing, you have this swing in your head of what you think it's going to be.
Yep.
But it's so different. So that was the hardest adjustment for me, is figuring out how to move my body the way that a golfer does.
Yeah.
Because they're very subtle movements. But
you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
So when I got the bug again, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go play golf. Because that day, we got blackout drunk, but I hit like a few shots. The pure one, the one that brings you back. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Of course.
So I hit a few of those, and I told my buddy, I was like, hey, come Monday after work, let's go to the range. He's like, oh, yeah, let's go. So, like you said, for a year, I was going to the range, like hitting balls. I would buy the jumbo buckets at Hodges down in Escondido.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, dude. I remember I went every day for like almost a month. And at the end of the month, my back was so locked up. My wife was rubbing icy hot and stuff on my back. And I was like, oh, my God, like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
So, long story short, one night I'm at the range. I'm trying to find the swing. And this old dude, he's just watching me. Just watching me. And he goes, hey, can I give you some advice? And I was like, yeah, man, you see me struggling over here. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And he was like, did you play baseball? I was like, yeah. He's like, do me a favor. Line up the way you would in the batter's box. I was like, all right, cool. Lined up. He goes, take a swing. Took a swing. He's like, take another one. Took another one. He goes, all right, look, do that same exact thing, but just look at the ball. Like, just go down.
Yeah.
But do everything else the same.
Right.
Dude, first shot, piked it.
Cured?
I piked it.
Or what?
And I was just like, I literally like turned around and shocked and looked at him and I was like, what the fuck? And he was just like, dude, you're overthinking it. He's like, take what's natural and just hit the ball.
Right.
Because, not to toot my own horn, but he was like, you have a good baseball swing because you get your hips going first and the arms follow. He's like, if you had a shitty baseball swing, you'd be fucked. But
yeah.
But I had a decent enough baseball swing where it was like, just do that to the ground.
That's sick.
Yeah.
It's so funny you say that because I had this pretty much same experience.
Okay.
Where the homie was at the range and he was watching me. He was like, you played baseball, huh? It's the same thing. So I'm like, I think it's a sign. I think it's just like, I don't know. It's the golf gods that put that guy in there at the right time. So
yeah,
that's so funny you say that because it literally sparked that memory in my mind where I was like, oh my God. And I think we've all had that one guy that had the balls to speak up and be like, hey, bro, I see you love the game. Let me give you a little insight.
Yep.
Because it's a hard sport.
Super hard, bro.
And I haven't been playing consistently for the past 6 months. Like I've really taken a step back from golf. And it's humbling, bro. Like going out there and thinking I know what to do, but you got to stay with it.
Oh,
that's the hardest thing.
Consistency.
Hard. Yeah.
Dude, I was so about almost 2 years ago now, my brother for Christmas, he was like, hey, like your game's getting pretty good. Like you're almost a single digit handicapper. I think I was like dancing between 10 and 11.
Damn.
He was like, I was like, yeah, man, I've been grinding at it. So he goes, all right. He just says, all right. then come Christmas, I opened up my gift for my brother, and he gave me a Roger Dunn gift card.
Sick.
And I was like, oh, thanks. You know, I thought I'm going to go buy some shoes, golf balls. He's like, nah, that's enough to go get a fitting.
Damn.
I was like, word? He's like,
dog.
yeah. He's my little brother.
Shit.
But he just saw, because he knows I'm into sports. Like you, I had football. Football was my big sport. Cool. And I had that competitive itch that I was missing.
Love that.
So he was like, I see you grinding, like you want to get better.
Yeah.
He goes, maybe this is the jump you need. So
shout out to him. Huh?
Shout out to my brother, bro. Love
What's
that guy.
His name?
Jaime.
Shout out to Jaime, dude.
Shout out
That's
to Jaime,
sick.
man. Yeah. So I go get the fitting at Roger Dunn in Santa Ana. And I'm like, yo, I want P790s. I want P790s. Like I went con la mente, like that's what I'm getting.
Of course.
The fitter was like, hey, like what are you looking for? Blah, blah, blah. He was thinking more like I'm looking for yardage. I'm looking for like softness, feel, you know, something that's logical and smart.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I want P790s. He's like, all right, bro. So he starts fitting me, and we get to the end of the fitting. He goes, look, you fit really good in the Mizunos. You hit the pre-790s really well. Do you want to spend more money? Or do you want the golf club that's cheaper and gives you almost the exact same amount of feedback? I was like, I want the P790s, bro. He's like, all right.
You stuck to your guns.
Stuck to my guns. So where this comes back is we're talking about overthinking, right? So I'm almost down to a single digit. I get the P790s. I'm thinking I'm about to tear it up, all right? So I go out with the homie Eric, the Hopped On. Shout out to Hopped On. He's off camera. I go out with him. I peer them. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm about to go.
What a feeling.
I'm about to go single digits. Tell me why after that round, I couldn't hit the golf club for a year.
Dude,
I thought the golf club was going to do all the work.
Golf is like that, though, dude. Like, you'll have one good round or even a good 9.
Yeah.
And the other 9 or the other round is just so different.
Yeah.
Right? Tail of 2 9s, right? So
that's a good one right there. Tail of 2 9s.
I know what you mean, bro. Like, I know what you mean. So do you still have them?
Yeah. They're right here in the bag.
Sick.
Yeah, dude. I got the P790s. No, the homie Omar is trying to switch me over to Callaway.
Okay.
Yeah, I got something in there. It's nice.
I'm a tailor-made guy, so like I don't know. I just like that was my first good set that I got, and
yeah,
I just stuck with it. And I don't know. I'm not a brand snob, but
yeah,
I think I like to stick to my brands, you know. So
I mean, you got Titleist sitting right behind you, so
I know there's a lot of competition around here.
There's
like
a lot of
Cobra's
competition
close to here too.
Yeah,
Cobra Golf. You know, like we're in Carlsbad, baby. There's a lot of golf. I didn't realize how many golf companies were right here.
This is the Mecca. Honestly, like it's an argument between Florida and San Diego.
Crazy.
Like I know, like I think New Jersey has I think Titleist has like a headquarters in New Jersey or something like that. But no, man, it's San Diego and Florida.
That's wild. Another question. What's your most confident club in your bag? Like, you know you're going to hit it 90 out of 10 times or 9 out of 10 times.
It's a good question. I love my pitching wedge and my 7-iron.
Nice.
Yeah, my 7-iron. If I'm in the zone, I can launch a 7-iron like 190.
Damn.
And it's not because I'm trying. It's just I find the groove and like I can hit it.
I love that.
And it's just pure.
Yeah.
What about you?
I love short game, bro. So like my 60 degree around the green, like it's been a long time, but like I could get it within 3 feet, bro. Like just every time it's dialed in.
Yeah.
You know, putting different game, but like that's my shit. My 60 degree.
Yeah.
And then my pitching wedge too, but like those two, man, like as much as I love the driver.
Yeah.
Dude, like sometimes it's just so hard to it's like we were just talking about, like sometimes it's fine. And then other times it's like doing a bunch of
all
weird
over the
shit.
place, bro.
It's just weird, dude. So but golf.
So that's actually my little something in the bag. I just switched over to the AI smoke.
Nice.
I can't miss.
Yeah.
I can't miss.
Yeah.
Like unless it's like a really tight fairway. But I'm like, oh,
you're right
dude,
there every time.
I'm right there. I
love
it.
that.
I love it, dude.
That's sick.
And it's so funny because I'm not like the biggest bomber of the ball. Like I got like a couple 300s in me in my lifetime. I've hit a few or a couple, I would say. But when I pull that out and like I'm feeling it and I launch it, oh dude, people are like, "Oh, you're like that?" And I'm like, "Nah, it's just the driver, bro.
It's just this club.
It's just the club." Makes me look good.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Now, what are some like your favorite courses here in San Diego?
The GOAT, man. I love the GOAT. The Executive at the Lake House.
Nice.
Links at the Lake House.
Nice.
Encinitas Ranch. Encinitas Ranch.
Shout out Encinitas Ranch.
Shout out Encinitas Ranch.
Love Encinitas Ranch. What about the crossings?
Love the crossings.
That was my first long course I ever played.
Really?
And
how'd you do?
Terrible. Because if the back nine fucks you up.
Dude, the back nine's so long.
I love the back nine. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Being like in the canyon and stuff, but it's a very tricky back nine, because it's like tight, narrow, ravine, like a lot of like elevated tee shots, so like, but it's such a beautiful course. Like it's one of my favorite courses, so yeah, love that.
No, the crossings is really sick. So my cousin / business partner Raul, we have a beer over at Blue Fire.
Oh, sick.
So the day we had to make the choice on the type of beer, he came down. He's in LA. Came down. He's like, "Hey, let's go get a round in the morning and then go pick out our beer."
What a day!
What a day, right? So I was like, "All right, that's cool. Let's go to the crossings." Like it was just he and I. We had the course to ourselves. Dude, front nine, I shot like 2 over. Like I was like out of my mind, and I'm like on a good one. I'm like, "Let's go." Dude, I hit the back nine. I shot 16 over.
Bro.
I was lucky to walk away bogey golf. Like,
tell me why I feel like I'm looking in a mirror right now, because I was literally going to tell you a story like that too, where I was 2 over on one hole on the front. Yeah. I was even all the way until one hole. I think it was 8 or 7, and I shot a double bogey on that hole.
Ooh, yeah.
And it fucked the front. I would have been even if it wasn't for that hole.
Yeah.
And back nine, I don't remember what I ended up with. It was like 10 or something like that over. Yeah. And I was just like, how does that fucking happen, bro? So you saying that, I'm like, literally, bro.
Bro, we need to golf together.
I know. I need to get in the range, though. I need to hit the range, like, because for this tournament, bro, like, there's some sharks out there.
Oh, yeah?
Like, you'll get in there and then...
What should the people expect? Like, what's the format for the Dia De Los Mulligans?
So I always get confused by best ball and what's the other format? Best ball, and it's
is it a shamble? Like best tee shot?
It's a scramble. I think it's a scramble.
It's a scramble? Okay.
So everyone hits their own shot, and then whoever's closest, you take that shot.
Just the tee shot or every shot after?
Every shot.
Okay, yeah, so best ball or scramble. They're intertwinable, yeah.
So that's the format.
Okay.
And so because of that, you get some groups that go way under.
Yeah.
Which I like and don't like at the same time.
What's the lowest score that's been turned in the past couple Dia De Los Mulligans tournament?
Damn, that's a good question. I don't remember because last year, little fuzzy at the end.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Yeah. So I don't remember, bro, but I think it was like 18 or... No, he was 16 or 18 under, bro.
That's doable.
Yeah.
That's doable.
It's pretty doable.
Yeah.
On a big
I thought you were going to come out with like a 46 or something like that.
Nah. Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think Brian would have been the guy to ask because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we got a scramble over at El Valle.
La Valle.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And we got a lowrider show. We got a comedy show. We got dinner. I mean, we got golf. Like what?
Of course.
So... Dude, like, what else could people expect out of Dia De Los Mulligans?
I forgot to say you get a sick polo.
I was waiting for you to call that out. I was setting you up, man. I was like,
the polo, dude, it's so sick. Designed by Brian again.
Okay.
It has I'll give you some visuals. It has some red roses, some skulls on it, and some little golf balls, and it's fire, dog. So every golfer gets one of those polos.
Okay.
I mean, dude, it's just the day is just so beautiful, and you're with like-minded people that love golf and love to give back, right?
Heck
other than that, what else do you want?
No, yeah, man, that's awesome. No, and Yeah, so like I think that's one of the coolest things. Like I'll give the shout out Kaipar. I think Kaipar is the one producing the polo. So you're gonna get a quality polo. You're gonna get dinner. You're gonna get a comedy show, a lowrider show. I keep repeating it because it's like this is far different from your normal charity
100%.
tournament. You know, you're getting so much
For sure.
And like you said, people are gonna look at the price and they're like, "Gosh, man, like
Right.
I'm gonna put that down for golf."
Right.
But I have a saying: you're gonna spend the money anyway on golf.
Yeah.
You're gonna go. You're gonna go play Torrey. You're gonna go play Encinitas Ranch, the Crossings.
Right.
How about you play it once or twice less that month? You go play this tournament. You're gonna get more value because of all the stuff, and then it's all going towards a good foundation.
And you're having a great time doing it.
Yeah.
You know, like because I've been to a few charity golf tournaments, and no disrespect on any of them.
No, yeah.
This one I know this year's going to be so much bigger and better. Like last year was vibes, bro. Last year was sick. We had mariachi coming, following around the course, like playing as you're teeing off.
Yeah.
Like what tournament does that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just know that this year, it's gone, the branding, the marketing, the collaborations with other groups like yourself, it's gone 2, 3, 4 notches higher.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see it all unravel in a good way, you know?
That's awesome, dude. One thing that I want to talk about, and we kind of slid it under the rug, but I want to come back.
Sure.
I didn't know your age prior to coming onto the podcast.
Yeah.
But you're the vice president of the foundation, and you said you were born in 98. So that puts you at what, like 25?
25.
25. Dude, at 25, how do you become the vice president of a foundation? How does that happen?
Yeah. Again, I mean, shout out to Chad. Chad put me on to the foundation. He was already a board member. He's a fundraising coordinator. So, you know, he helps bring money and just get us different opportunities that maybe we wouldn't have been able to get for the organization. That really helps propel us and get more money for these underserved kids. And he would, so like I told you, we would golf every Tuesday with a great group of guys that are from that community, from La Colonia.
Okay.
And now the group's changed a lot, you know, over the years because some of the OGs have passed on, but like there's still younger gens that have come up and they're carrying that legacy of that great group of guys every Tuesday.
Okay.
So he would, every time we'd play together, he'd be like, the foundation. He'd be pitching it to me because he knew, you know, I'm born and raised right there, still live there. My family's a founding family of that area.
Really?
There's a lot of founding families in La Colonia. So there's probably about 20-ish families that all came around that 1920s era.
Yeah.
So my family's one of them. And, you know, growing up, I never thought I'd do anything like that. You know, I think we're all selfish at a young age, you know.
Yeah.
Me, what I want. But the more I heard about it, I was like, you know what, man? Like, what's more perfect than giving back to the community that raised me?
Right.
You know, like I'm a direct product of that environment. And to the grace of God, like I had a lot of great opportunities. And I grew up with kids that lived, you know, 2 streets away.
Yeah.
So it was really like, that was the big spark for me, is to fuck it, get involved and help out. And vice president, I think just the opportunity opened up, and he asked if I wanted to do that and recommended me to the board. And I think people were like, well, who the hell is this guy? First of all, you know, just young kid coming in here and doesn't really know what a foundation is or how it works.
Yeah.
But, you know, they took a chance on me, and I took a chance on them. It's a mutual feeling.
Exactly, yeah.
And it really worked out, and I'm so blessed to like be a part of it because it really means a lot to me, and they've really just opened up their arms, you know, for my ideas. Because you know, the other thing too, man, that makes it hard is when we have to collaborate with people that are from different generations. Yeah. You know, and that's harder because the older heads don't see our perspective, and we don't see theirs sometimes. Yeah. But we all come from the same environment. We all have the same culture, you know, the same familia. So it's like, it's important to respect those elders. And they're just trying to pass on something to us so that we can continue the work it's all a labor of love, dog.
Mm-hmm.
We don't make money off of this. It's a nonprofit. Like, we're all literally out here helping people. So it's great. I love it. I'm super proud to be a part of it. And that's why I'm really thankful that you had me on here so I could really speak about that, and we're always looking for people. If you live here in San Diego, maybe you're not from this community, but if you just want to give back, maybe not this foundation, but there's so many other foundations that you can be a part of that you can make a big difference in. And I mean, that's what it's all about, in my opinion, No,
that's awesome, bro. And like, I love that. Like, the fact that you're so young. I'm only like a few years ahead of you. The fact that you're so young and getting involved in something that's going to develop the next generation, that's huge. That's really huge. And I think that really speaks to what we were talking about earlier with like Urban TXT, but we were talking about upgrading, right? We don't want to get rid of our past. We want to learn from our past, grow off of it, and evolve it. And I think that's really important. Like, you opened our eyes. I'm telling you, we didn't know about what happened down there in the 1920s, and
for sure.
I think there was something on the website where you guys talked about how there was a school, but it was an Americanization school.
Crazy.
Which basically is like saying, hey, forget your culture. You're an American now.
Yeah.
And this is how you're going to lead your life. Which
right.
I'm a proud Mexican American. And when people ask me, like, oh, what are you? I was like, I'm Mexican American. Because I got these roots that are Mexican.
Right.
But I'm really proud to live in this country. And I love everything that my family has done for me to be able to do, But
100%.
But at the same time, like, I'm not going to forget where I come from.
Right.
So
I love that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really crazy that those families had to go through all that, Like,
it's sad, and that's the thing too. Like, we learn about that in history, right? When we're growing up, like segregation in the South with African Americans and the white people. But people don't realize that was literally happening here with the Mexican culture.
Yep.
With the Mexicans and the white people here. Like, so as much as I really love the history of America, I think a lot of people forget the history of California.
Yep.
Because that is not too many generations away. 100 years ago.
Yeah.
100 years ago, bro. Like, life was way different.
It's crazy because people see California, and I don't want to dive into politics and all that, but they view us as a very liberal state.
For sure.
And they think that we're the state that's always been open and like wanted everybody to live here and all this stuff. But like, people forget World War II. We had the Japanese internment camps.
Yep.
The state of California was basically sold out under our feet to America, and now Mexicans are displaced.
Right.
And there's so much that happens here.
Yeah, dude.
And people just see us as the golden state, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys think you're perfect," but it's like deep down, it's like, no, we've had our struggles too, bro.
Of course.
Like,
of course.
And it's time for people to learn about it and understand it.
100%.
So. No, it's awesome that your foundation is doing that and really
awesome,
promoting that and talking about it and reaching out to others. I know we reached out to Brian, but still, the fact that you're here talking to me about this, and hopefully people listening understand and know there's more to it. Don't just think we're a touristy city in the country as far as San Diego, but
100%.
There's more to it here.
100%. And like I said, I mean, the biggest thing, if people are like, how can we support, right?
Yeah.
The biggest way you can support is come out. Dia de los Muertos. It's on October 19th. It's at La Colonia Park in Solana Beach. Free, family-friendly event, like I said. And I hope to see you and your wife there and, come out, have some fun, listen to great live music and sick merch. Brian did the merch. Again, he killed it. Like, that's what gets me excited about it is like, when you go to a concert or somewhere, you always want to have merch, right?
Oh, yeah.
A golf course, you want to get a hat from the pro shop. Well, that's how you can support us is by buying merch and supporting things like that. So I'm inviting all of you guys, please come out. I'm sure there'll be some information down below that you can look at and, follow us, DM us, let us know. And we'd love to have you guys out.
Heck yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that. So you were talking about merch, and that all goes towards supporting the foundation. You also mentioned there's only 2 spots left for the Dia De Los Mulligans.
2 spots.
how else can people support? Let's say they can't make it to Dia de los Mulligans or Dia de los Muertos. Is there something else that they could do to support the foundation?
You can always donate. That's obviously we can always donate, and that goes directly to the foundation, directly to underserved youths. It's really youths that we target, but obviously families as well. But that's one way. Also, just by following us and seeing what events we do throughout the year, coming through and participating in those events, those are huge. We do various events like I said, so we did like a hike, a nature's hike with this other organization in Encinitas. It's called Nature's Unplugged.
Okay.
And it was a great guided hike with this group of guys that they're teaching kids about plants and birds and things like that they probably wouldn't have done on their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's exposing them to other things like that. Conferences, it's like for like careers. I don't want to say career fair, but kind of something like that. Speakers come out and talk about their career, and just so kids get this idea that I don't have to go into the service industry. Not that that's bad, but you can get into a higher paying career that's going to really help your future and your family. I think that's something that's like not taught to everybody.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing that we're trying to do is expose them.
Yeah. That's a big one, man. Exposure. I think exposure is the best thing, right?
For sure.
What options do you have?
Right.
Yeah. Don't feel like you're trapped in, like you said, maybe the service industry, which, like you said, nothing wrong with it, but there's something else out there maybe for you.
Of course.
That's really cool, bro.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, dude, this has been a wonderful conversation. I've had so much fun. I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go get some more brews, guys. So
let's do it.
Because we're over here at Dogleg. Once again, shout out Dogleg, Christina, the staff for having us out here.
I love this place.
Of fun.
And I was telling Ralph real quick before we started, I was like, I like the vibe here. Like, I love live, raw shit like this where we're just chilling. We're sitting on the couch. Like, I'm trying to stay focused. I'm watching TV at the same time. But I love it, man. So, again, thank you. Thank you to Dogleg, too.
Heck yeah, man, for sure. All right, man. So, one of the wrap-up questions that we like to ask our guests, we have a running playlist on Spotify, and it's our golf playlist. We add to it. Every guest gets to add to the vibe. So, if you had one song that you could put on a playlist for the golf course, what would it be?
Dude, I'm trying to remember the name of the song, but it's in Fast and Furious.
Okay. Which one?
I don't even remember. It's like that. I think it's Don Omar.
Okay.
Don Omar. So like some reggaeton, I gotta find the song, bro. But it's like I don't want to start singing right now.
Sing it.
But
do it.
I forget how it goes, bro. But I guess if it's not that song, I gotta go with a slightly stupid song.
Okay.
Reggae. I'm gonna go with Closer to the Sun.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Just give it I like when I think of golf, I think of summer or spring. So I'm thinking of sun. I'm under the sun. I'm hanging with the boys. Like play a little reggae to get the vibes going. So that's what I would add.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We got a small reggae section on the playlist.
Sick.
So we'll look to expand it. All right, I like that. Yeah. We'll add that on there. Well, awesome, bro. Alex, I really appreciate it, bro, being on the pod.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you to everybody tuning in, listening, wherever it is, YouTube, Spotify. Please go follow La Colonia. Follow Dia De Los Mulligans. If you can't get one of those last two spots, then follow so you can get in next year because I think Brian was saying to me, he's like, he wants this to be a legacy. He wants it to live past any of us. And
for sure.
Continue to go on. So, yeah, please make sure to follow. Also, guys, a reminder, like we said at the top of the podcast, thank you guys for following us. So as a gift to you guys, use code SALUDPOD. We'll put the code right here. Get you 10% off on the website. Get yourself one of these towels. I'm going to do a little teaser soon on this bag. You see this brand new bag. Shout out Sunday Golf.
I love that.
Shout out Sunday. So, yeah, man, with that, as always, salud, Golferos.